Welcome to our retirement, folks. Porridge.
Greek yogurt, granola and fresh mint.
Wow. Okay.
Greek salad.
We've been to docks. Couldn't increase the strength of the glycoside. She's got to have some more blood tests next Wednesday. That's Wednesday, Thursday and Friday next week. It's taking over, isn't it? We're in this little cafe in Farsley. It's ultra busy. Always is. So it's going to have some breakfast. See how busy it is. Morning, folks.
Afternoon, early.
Well, it is afternoon, actually. Yeah. I have had a mare of a morning, I have. Oh. We've been to doctors. I mean, you know, everything were all right. Everything's okay. He says from all the scans, there's no sign of cancer. So, which is good news. And he's going to increase the strength of the glycoside. And I said to him, at what point do we go on to insulin? And he says, when you've got to either the full strength of the glycoside, or you get a dose that don't agree with you, you know, makes you ill, then you go on to insulin. So he says we're a long way off that, because obviously she's only on a low dose of glycoside, and he's upping it a bit. He says we don't want to deliberately make her ill. So that's that. So we've got another blood test next Wednesday. As I said, we're there we're out Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at hospitals. It's unbelievable. But had to drive down to the chemist to pick up these tablets, and then to find somewhere to park in Farsley. Honestly, even with a little Fiat 500, there was nowhere to park. I finished up having to park in Co-op car park and walk down. But she's here. But she says, you've got an order which is due for delivery probably this afternoon, so we'll put the new one in with that. It's testing strips. We've run out of these testing strips.
Taking so long to order now, aren't they?
Yeah.
Got to order.
So far in advance. Anyway, I was pulling out at car park at Co-op and a van backed in, delivering bread to Co-op.
So we had to wait.
And while I was sat waiting, Tracy rang. And it took what a torment to get my bags behind my seat with the phone in my bag. I have to scramble around trying to get the bag in the front to get to the phone to answer it. It's Tracy. And while I'm talking to Tracy, van pulls out and a load of cars want to pull in. So I have to
back up,
pass phone on to Pat and back the car up out of the way. When multiple things happen all at once, I just
flip.
My brain just goes crazy. Cannot cope with all these things happening at once. Anyway, there's a little cafe in opposite the bookshop in Farsley
At the bottom.
called Cooper's.
Mm.
Cooper's Cafe. Every time we walk by it, it's packed, innit?
Mm. It's only a small place.
It is only a small place. I've often said to our Pat, that cafe must be, I don't know what it is, why it's so popular, it must be good. So we were wanting to go somewhere for breakfast. I don't had a drink or out to eat. So let's try that if we can get parked.
Yeah, so then we had to find somewhere to park.
Well, we found a place to park, but Pat couldn't get out. It's against
a railing.
A barrier there. So I have to drop Pat off and pull into space. And then, of course, when I come to go back, she couldn't get in the car. So she had to walk somewhere else for me to pick her up. Cars everywhere.
Yeah, it's manic.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
It's just manic.
But we can say that the cafe, it's a lovely place. I mean, it's not big by any means, is it? But it's got a lovely sort of fire in there, hasn't it? Real fire.
Fire?
Yeah, didn't you see it in fireplace?
I never saw fire.
In front of that table next to us, it were in fireplace.
A fire?
Yeah.
What it on?
Yeah, wood fire.
Really?
Yeah, that's why it was so warm in there.
God, I never saw that.
Well, you had your back, you were sort of sat at the other side, weren't you?
I know.
I were facing it.
I know, but it was, we were so, I mean, we walked in there and it was rammed.
Yeah.
And she says, are you wanting a table? Yeah. Well, there's some people just leaving that table there. You can have that table, but I need it by 12. All tables have reserve on them.
There were a couple of ladies came in while we were leaving. Then the Pat opposite in that dented car.
All right.
Do you remember? They went on that table outside of where we were sat.
Oh, yeah, they reserved it.
They'd reserved
yeah,
it,
yeah. I didn't know they'd come out of that car.
Well, the breakfast that Trevor got, it looked lovely. It really did, didn't it?
And your porridge.
And I got some porridge, and that was lovely. It really tasted nice.
Just the right consistency and everything, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the coffee were nice, wasn't it?
Lovely. Yeah. Yeah, the
everything.
coffee, everything.
And they were nice, were the people in there.
Ever so friendly. I'm not surprised they knew everybody who were coming in.
Yeah.
Knew everybody by name.
And you asked for gluten-free toast, and you said it was best bread.
Best bread, gluten-free bread I've ever had.
Yeah, so I bought a couple of cakes.
Yeah.
One for Tracy and one for Alethea for when they come in.
Yeah.
Tonight.
Yeah.
Well.
Look, it were really nice.
Yeah. We said we'd go again if we could see that they had some space.
But I'll tell you what, folks. Somebody wanted to see Glad.
Yeah.
You know, we were talking about Glad yesterday. Well, we've got a photograph of Glad sat in back room.
In our back room, yeah.
In Waddingham. Could we find it?
We still haven't found it.
We know we've got it.
Yeah.
Well,
I were looking at it not that long ago, and
we don't know what on earth we've done with it.
Yeah, it's incredible, isn't it?
I have got some pictures to show you. This is, do you remember we were talking about Wendy? Wendy was our friend, and she was a really interesting person, Wendy. She was the lady who Elsie, who we looked after. She was Wendy's friend, and we looked after her because we were worried about her in that nursing home. And this is me with Wendy here in Wendy's house.
Wendy's got Raynaud's disease. Oh, she had it.
Yeah.
And that's why she's all wrapped up, and she's got battery-controlled socks to keep her keep her feet warm.
She was a right Christian, she was. She never stepped out of that house in her garden. She grew all her own food. Hardly spent a penny at shops.
Yeah.
And she used to send booklets and tracts and all sorts all over the world. Tapes to people. She was a right character. And do you know, when she was young, she was a private tutor to
some prince
in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, to his daughter.
To his daughter.
And when his daughter got married, they sent Wendy wedding cake.
Yeah, they did. And didn't she keep getting cake,
she was always getting
from them? They
still
kept sending her stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's Wendy. This is me and Mick when we were younger. That's in the garden in Waddingham. Yeah.
That's actually part of Glad's house there.
No, it isn't.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
It is, because that bit of conservatory thing there. Yeah. Because you stood on site where bungalow, where workshop were built. Oh, no.
It isn't.
No, that's ours, isn't it? Oh, sorry. Oh.
And that is Elsie. That's Pat and me.
That's Elsie in a better condition than she arrived at our house.
Aye, she is. She was in a terrible state.
Yeah.
Before Pat got her hands on her.
We got some new clothes, didn't we? And
yeah.
I used to do her hair. And you used to boil her eggs on the morning. She liked boiled eggs.
Yeah, she did. That's vegetables that we used to grow for insects in village.
Yeah.
We never got out.
The insects ate them all.
See, Allegro. That was the Vanden Pla version. It was lovely, and there's the pub. There's the pub there, and that building there's the barn that I re-roofed.
Yeah.
And that's a view out of our bedroom window at the car park for the pub car park.
Yeah, and just at this side, this is where Glad's house was.
Yeah.
And she looked out onto this, didn't she?
Just at this.
That end.
So she was overlooking it.
To have a photograph of
No, we
house.
don't. No. Yeah.
I don't suppose there'd be any reason for us to take one.
And that's in that barn that we converted. We eventually converted it into a room. We're working on, that's where we worked on pianos, and that's a piano that's all stripped down.
And it's been
stripped as the case. The casework's been stripped, ready for sealing and French polishing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. It's over. It is an
overstrung.
That's an overstrung under damper piano. Yeah.
Sort of tipped a bit. You've got it on bogey, haven't you?
Yeah, I have. Wonder why I put it on bogey there at that end.
Oh, yeah.
Funny, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can tell it's overstrung.
Maybe the casters were missing.
Yeah. The strings overlap. You see on the frame there. One goes up one way and others are going other way.
And you get a little V up here.
Yeah. Full iron frame. Yep. Full iron frame, that. Wonder which make it is.
Don't know.
It has got casters on. I think I might have been working on the other side of it.
Yeah.
I might have been working on that end of it.
Yeah, stripping
and because used to re-glue veneer and stuff if it had come off.
Yeah.
Is that me?
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute, is it? Or is it that
me?
that you got working?
No, that ain't him. No, I think that's me.
That's you, is it?
Behind there.
Maybe you're working on... You weren't working on that action, were you? Because it's still in. Oh, I don't know.
Probably working on keyboard.
Aye. So,
So,
can you hear any clattering about? For some reason, he likes to have his front foot on the...
he deliberately he shoves his shell.
Again,
He lifts his sen up, shoves his shell again side and drops down. I think he likes to hear noise that it makes.
Yeah, must do. I mean, I fed him this morning and give him his greens and all. It's all over at the bottom of
Scattered it.
tank again and dishes nearly buried. But he hasn't had a walk this morning, so I've just put him out now while we're here, sat.
Tracy brought a nice piece of fish home from fish shop last night.
Yeah.
That was nice.
And she kept saying, it's not enough for you, Mum, it's not enough. Because I get the standard fish. Because I'm not having any chips or all.
Scraps.
She says you should have a bigger fish. Because she's getting Trevor a big one. Because he's not having chips either. I mean, you could have them. It won't matter to me.
I always try not to...
Tempt me.
Well, it seems unfair.
Yeah, I know.
For you not to have chips and me to have chips. So...
he's a good one.
So I join in your misery.
Oh dear. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had a fish last night, didn't we?
Yeah.
And then I had some nuts. But
Still high.
my blood sugar was still 13.
Still 13 this morning.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I've only got one strip left, so it's to be up the do come today.
Hey, I tell you what, you won't believe it. Someone rang, I don't know whether it were a doctor, rang Pat last night on a tried to ring up mobile, but Pat couldn't answer it. So they rang up landline. And she said, what are the readings for the previous week? So I was giving her them. And she said, oh, bring it, the device in with you tomorrow when you come to see the doctor. And I brought it. And do you know he didn't know how to operate it?
No, he didn't.
Can you believe that? He didn't know how to operate it. He says, oh, I don't know how to work that.
I don't think he's a fully qualified doctor.
Right.
I think he's a sort of practitioner.
He looks like a builder.
He does. Jeans.
It looks as though he's just nipped in from outside looking.
He's a nice looking chap.
Oh, is he? Hey up.
He's a nice looking young man.
What's all this? Pat noticing things.
So, yeah, I've got to go in for a blood test next Wednesday.
There's a reason why that is, but it's a delicate subject, so we don't want to tell you.
Yeah, you don't need to.
You don't need to know about that bit.
Yeah. And so, consequently, I'm meeting Pamela on Tuesday because I wanted to meet her this week, but she was just getting over flu. So she says, let's make it next Tuesday. So I said, right. And then Wednesday I've got to go in for this blood test. And then Thursday Trevor's at the hospital for his hearing. And Friday I'm at hospital for whatever I'm having done. So next week's booked up, mates.
Yeah, it is. It's only got Monday and Friday left to book.
Yeah, no, I'm out.
Oh no, Monday.
Friday.
Just Monday. Just Monday, yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Crazy.
Yeah. What have you got?
I don't know.
Where have we got to?
Because we've got...
Oh, you were talking about the wash the tiles. What's that about?
Oh my God. I put down here, wash the tiles.
Chummy sheep.
Eh?
Chimney sweep.
Wash the tiles. Oh.
He's written something down and he don't know what it is.
Oh. I know what it is. That barn that I re-roofed.
Oh, yeah.
We took, it were all pan tiles and we took them all off.
Yeah.
And we washed them all.
Oh.
Pat washed them and so did Tracy did as well, didn't she?
Yeah.
She helped us as well.
Yeah.
What bucket of water? We washed them all.
Scrubbing brush.
Scrubbed them all to clean them all up before we put them back on, didn't we?
Yeah.
And any
I'd forgotten that.
any that were broke,
Yeah.
we replaced with second-hand ones, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did get a man in to do a job. And for some reason, what are you doing, gutter, or what were you doing? You were doing something up there. And we'd said to him, now be careful, because we'd put a load of rubble outside.
When you were around the back in the garden, there were an entrance into the barn.
Yeah.
But it also had a wooden door on it, on the roadside as well.
Yeah.
So what we got the guy in to do was to block that door up
In
on
the garden
side and put a window in.
Yeah.
So he were doing that.
Yeah.
I think that's when he fell off that ladder.
Yeah. We said to him, be very careful because there's some rubble there.
Yeah.
And didn't he go and fall off?
He did, yeah.
And
We had to take him.
he did something to his hand.
His hand,
Did
yes.
he cut it off?
Oh, yeah. I had to take him to Brig Hospital and have stitches in it.
That was when Brig had an hospital.
Yeah, he did. I had one of these cottage hospitals.
Yeah, and they do minor things.
Yeah.
Well,
Really good.
it was, because I once got bit with a cat,
Yeah.
that black cat.
Yeah, you did.
And I don't think I'd ever had a tetanus since I was little. So you took me there to have a tetanus
jab, yeah.
and have it cleaned up and what
Yeah.
have you, didn't you?
And
But then they decided
they closed
were gonna-
it and made it into
Administration.
admin block.
Admin.
Spent a fortune on it, converting it into offices.
I think it used to be for elderly.
Geriatrics as well.
What they call geriatrics,
Yeah.
but we'll call senior citizens that were in hospital.
So politically correct, aren't you, Pat?
Well, geriatrics sounds so awful, doesn't it?
Does it?
Yeah, of course it does.
Yeah. You're only bothered about it because we've become geriatrics. You didn't
We're senior citizens.
Didn't mind when we were young. Now it bothers us.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was tiles, wasn't it?
Yeah. We won't go into all else because
You shall. Right.
yeah, it's because it's scrappy dealing with with autism. I think.
Anyone would think we were in a rush to go somewhere, but we're not.
They're not either.
No, I'm just going to put washing machine on and
I can't
then
understand
see
how.
to earn it.
I just still don't understand why we don't bore them to death. All right,
Go on, tell them about that.
we're gonna tell you about the chimney sweep.
Yeah, it was funny.
Glad we'd had a chimney sweep for years. Glad always organised the chimney sweep.
Did he retire?
He did. The old chimney sweep that we used to have retired. So Glad were kind of looking round. And she says, I found somebody. All right, Glad. So you organise it. So she organised it for a Saturday. And it just happened to be the Saturday that we were at my mum's. So
Glad said she'd
she
let
said,
him in.
No problem, I'll let him in. And he'll do chimney and then I'll lock up for you. So, fair enough. So we went up to my mum's. But when we were with my mum, we didn't get back, 10:15.
Yeah,
The time we got back.
because we didn't leave Mum's about 9 o'clock, did
No.
we?
Took us about an hour and a quarter, didn't
Yeah, yeah.
it? And we walked in. Oh dear. You've never seen there was soot everywhere.
Even in
You'd just
kitchen.
rub your hand over everything. Even the carpet.
Yeah.
Couldn't rub my hand on the carpet. It was just black.
Yeah, I should have moved that carpet.
It was an Indian rug.
Yeah, it was cream and with a pattern round edge.
Yeah. Oh, what a mess. We were until midnight cleaning the place.
Yeah.
Couldn't go to bed with it like that.
No.
Well, I used to have a customer who was really wealthy. Lived in this mansion. Tennis courts, the lot. And he was the master of the hunt in Lincolnshire, this guy. And he had gardeners, housekeepers, the lot. And I used to go, well, he bought the piano he bought from us, a grand piano that we'd rebuilt.
Did he buy it for his wife?
Yeah, he did. Christmas present for his wife. And I tuned it for years and years and years. I mean, I was still tuning it when the baby, she had a baby while I was tuning that piano. I used to ring up to tune it, and that baby used to answer the phone, and it was a bloke.
You were a young man.
Yeah, it was.
When you finished doing it.
It makes you really feel old, does that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, one day I'd tuned the piano and I was putting my stuff away in the back of the car, and the gardener come up to me and he says, "Have you just recently had a chimney swept?" I said, "Yeah, we have actually. Why?" He said, "Did they do a good job?" I says, "Well, as a matter of fact, they didn't." As a matter of fact, I said, "It was the worst chimney sweep I've ever had." And when we got back, we had to clean that room. It was covered in soot. There was soot everywhere. We didn't get to bed well midnight. And he says, I says, "Why?" He says, "Somebody I know did that." I says, "He'll be really upset to know." I says, "Well, I'm sorry, but, what can I say?" And I drove off. Anyway, next time I went to tune piano, he come into the room, me and he says, I want chimney sweep that did your chimney. I do it in my spare time." I said, "Oh dear." I says, I'm sorry, mate, but he says, "I don't understand why." Well, I said, I don't know. I've had many a chimney sweep, and there hasn't been a speck of dust.
Yeah, and I don't think Glad had any problem with him.
No,
because he did Glad's.
Yeah, she were all right. She said it were all right. So
yeah.
What happened
what
with
happened
us?
With us, I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Unless he dislodged something and it fell.
Yeah.
After he left.
Oh, maybe.
I don't know.
Who knows?
So that's us.
And after that, we got a couple, didn't we, that used to come, and she used to do, cleaning up and what have you around, didn't she?
He used to say, "You don't need a vac if you do it right."
Yeah.
Because a lot of them,
the other chap had a vac, didn't he?
Yeah.
I think.
Well, he used to tape this cloth over all front at fireplace. And did he have a hole or something in the sheet? And he shoved the brush through he'd put the brush in first, and then he'd shove because they all had a thing that used to extend it, didn't they, and shove it further up. And he used to say, if you do it right, all you have to do is vac the soot that drops down into the fireplace, and you're done. You don't need to, there shouldn't be any dust in your room. Yeah.
That fireplace, it were in our little back room that were off at kitchen, and the fireplace, it had an oven in it. And we used to leave the door open and think, where's that cat? And it'd be asleep in the oven.
Yeah, it used to go in the oven. We used to leave
Eventually I used to put a little thing in there for it to sleep on, and
A blanket.
yeah,
Bit of a blanket
and
or something.
it'd be in there ages because it got warm, you see.
Outside at fire.
I didn't have it on to heat the oven fast.
The oven actually didn't work.
No.
It was an old Yorkist range fireplace.
Yeah, it had a backfire boiler that heated water.
It wasn't your traditional black one. I don't
It
think
was
it was a
cream.
Yorkist range. Might have been a Lincolnshire range.
Yeah, it was cream.
It was a creamy colour, wasn't it?
Nice colour.
Yeah.
And it had a slate mantle and surround. And you feathered it all to make it look
I
like...
got a peacock feather and dipped it in white because this surround were black slate. And I created an artificial... like a marble grain on it,
Yeah.
with
Did
this
look
peacock feather dipped in white paint. It looked really looked like, and then I varnished over the top of it, and it just looked like marble.
Yeah,
It did.
and there were a couple of tiles that were mismatched
Yeah, there was.
as well, and Trevor
I matched
graded
them
them in.
up with paint.
with paint,
I
did
did,
you,
yeah, I
too?
did. So you
You're
couldn't
quite
tell.
clever like that.
Well, I was used to
Doing pianos.
fake grains for pianos.
Yeah.
So I was used to doing stuff like that.
Yeah, you had a good job of it, didn't you?
Yeah, we're all right.
You did that for someone, a friend of ours in Wetherby. I don't know what he'd done. He dropped something on edge of the fireplace and
chipped it.
And chipped it, and you filled it and
then faked
the grain again.
Matched the tile with the paint. I mean, I used to go after that. Because Jeff, I used to go every other Saturday when I used to, we used to take my mum. Pat and my mum used to go and walk around Wetherby, and I used to stand on Wetherby High Street with a Bible and a tract, like I did in Scunthorpe.
Yeah.
And then I used to go to Jeff's. Jeff, after my dad died, my dad died in 94, and I think I started doing it in 95.
Right.
And Jeff, the first time I went to do it, Jeff come up to me and he says, "Who are you?" And I told him, "Why? What?" He says, "I want to know." "Yeah, oh yeah." And I told him about him. He says, "Which church do you attend?" And I says, "I don't attend a church." "Why don't you attend a church?" And I told him. And he says, "Are you doing anything when you finished here?" And I said, "Well, I've got an hour." He said, "Would you like to come for a coffee?" And every time I went after that, I used to go to Jeff's for a coffee, and it was Jeff's fireplace that got chipped, and I did it for him. And every time I went for a coffee after that, I used to say, "You can't see where you did that repair, you know," and I used to look.
And you go...
So say, "You can't see it, Jeff." He says, "I know, you did a right good job." And to this day, you know, I think he had somebody in to do that.
Dear.
I think he had a pro in to do it. It looked too good. It just looked too good. I thought...
Oh, I wouldn't lie to you.
I bet he's flanneling me. I bet he's had somebody do that. It looked too good.
No. Well, when you look at that, well, I'll have to fish another photograph out of that fireplace.
We might have one.
Oh yeah, I've seen one. Man, you said that about the photograph. I'm glad
glad.
I've seen it, but goodness grief knows where it is.
I know.
I have no idea.
Yeah. Anyway, folks, it's 33 minutes, and I did a little bit of filming cafe.
Oh, did you?
So we better hang up.
Yeah.
Hang up.
Hang up.
All right,
I'm feeling a lot better, folks. I don't know whether you can tell.
You are,
I
aren't you?
am feeling a lot better.
Wow, you are, aren't you?
Yeah.
It's amazing. Yeah, you do seem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why, but there you go. We'll accept it.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it. Bye, folks.
Bye.